Okay, I think I've resolved my technical issues. How are you doing, Jen? Oh, she's still gone. Well, while we're waiting for her, I know in the chat she had mentioned that someone had mentioned that you were contemplating going back to town. Is it something you guys want to discuss, or you?
I think that was Ugrak saying he couldn't make it, but he wanted to go back to town to gear up anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
know.
think we need to go back to town, potentially resupply, because I feel he needs a better silver weapon. Dagger not going to do it. And he needs Smite Evil, he needs better tools.
Okay.
I thought we just got the silver weapons.
Well, I bought myself some arrows, and we had a couple of daggers, but no one else bought anything. That was the.
Yeah, yeah, just two silver daggers. I need some arrows.
And then Jen says, feels weird going back to town, but it would give a chance to try and commission an amulet of armor or something.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, still a little bit robotic.
Because Defender is downloading everything this very moment and taking forever to do it.
And you're not
Okay,
able to stop it.
I don't know how.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. I think it won't take forever.
Okay.
So if I had to choose between waiting and in silence for you to come back, or having you here but only robotic I think I would prefer to just have you here and struggle through the
The
scratchiness.
robotic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So it sounds like I know we just discussed that Ugrax wants to go back to town. I'm sorry, it would be
Right.
Sorak. Um,
Who's
are
not here, but still wants silver dagger, and I totally understand it.
do you feel like you want to go to town, or do the three of you want to continue on and Sorak will just go wherever you go?
Um, I said it feels weird. I think Pete just said this. It's weird to go into town, but I kind of wish that I'd done a couple more things while we were in town as well.
Right. So that's him, but I'm saying I'm giving you. If you guys would come to a consensus, do you want to go
Well,
take?
I only have silver daggers. I think we do need to go back to weapon appropriately.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have basically come here. We've found that what we're here with is not suitable to get the job done confidently. So he didn't really set a deadline on getting this place cleared out,
Nope. He
and
did
it
not.
could be worth just going back, making sure we've got the proper gear, so we're not in another purple worm situation there.
Okay. So with that in mind, and you're sounds like you want to sort of withdraw as safely as possible. I'm assuming you want to do that as safely as possible, and then head back to town, and
Yeah,
then
did
return.
we search the bodies of whatever it was we slew at the end of the last session?
You slew, I believe, some ghouls in the first room to your left. If I'm looking at the map, it's the room
Yeah,
where half
in
the
the
walls decayed. Yep.
yeah, and then we came through this room where we're in now, and then some more creatures came in from that corridor to the south of us, and we took those out.
Right. Those creatures were more ghost-like in appearance. They were very sort of shimmery, ethereal. So when you slayed them, they essentially evaporated into into
Okay.
wisps of, smoke. So nothing remains after you slew them.
So yeah, I think maybe discretion is a better part of valor here, and take a step back and be a bit cautious. I'm not against going back to town, and it'll give me a chance if we get within. I can see if I can use my new rune to speed up our journey.
Mm,
Mm.
that would be interesting. Okay.
So then but the thing is, I can only use it to something I can see. So if I can see like a mountain in the distance, I can use it to get there, and we kind of walk around the other side of the mountain, hopefully see the town and get to the town from there. Something like that, I'm thinking. But I'm not. I can't remember what the terrain is like between here and whether it's too flat to see too far, or if there are any hills we can use.
Right. So give me 1 second. I want to take a look at your sheet.
I think that's funny that he said too flat to see too far.
Sorry, can you say that again? Because you just broke up in the middle of it.
I think it's funny that you said too flat to see too far.
Too flat to see too far?
Yeah, isn't it what you just said?
I said too difficult to see too far. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. It depends. Too flat. Yeah. If the terrain is too flat to see too far. So if you see a mountain in the distance, you can see that mountain much further away. But if your terrain is super flat and you've got trees and stuff, you're not going to see very far into the distance.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So, um, I'm probably stepping a little out of bounds to suggest this, but I think Vartan would maybe understand that it seems like you could use a tether rune here, inscribe it. Maybe you have to bind it with the portal rune. And then when you get to town, if you want an instant teleport back here.
Then I could teleport to the tether rune and have them as a combined rune.
Right. So a way to anchor one spot in space somewhere without having to see it.
So that would be 3 runes used because with the linking and those two. So that will let us get back here pretty much instantly. But then it's the...
But at the cost of runes, yep. So yeah, I'll offer that if you want to consider using that. Otherwise, whatever else you were thinking, I'm sure would work.
So I will use that to tether us here. That takes me up to 6 runes used today. Let me see how many do I get in a day again. That might be most of my day's allocation there.
Daily usage. Equal to level plus charisma bonus at the same time. I don't know if you have it. Do you have a daily usage?
Yeah, I've been keeping track. So I've used 3 today, and if I'm now level 2, that gives me 5 in a day, I think. Oh no, the base number of runes they can use in a day is 4 plus the attribute bonus. Oh no, that's an example here. Yeah, so base number of runes you can use is bonus runes. I can't remember this. I did have it jotted down somewhere, but
yeah, we might need to have some house ruling here. I'm looking at the rune mark book, right? which I totally would not be surprised if there's quite a bit of difference between this and what you're looking at in the ABP.
I think they just copy pasted it, to be
Copy
honest.
paste. So I have a problem here. There are two paragraphs that are in conflict. One says you can use a rune multiple times per day, but then later it says once he is. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm misreading. Okay, once a rune mark has exhausted his rune usage for a day, I think that means his usage of
Yeah.
any runes.
Yeah, because you're allowed a certain amount per day,
Yeah.
and that's
So-
what I can't find, or I did find before, but because for my example, actually, first level rune mark with the Charisma 17, they're saying a total of 7 in the bonus rune section. So if I'm level 2 now, that must give me at least 1 extra rune per day, which will take me up to 8.
Yes, I think
So
that's.
then I have got enough.
Yep, that's
And then
my
I can
reading.
try and find the right number somewhere else, but it's got to be at least 8 at level 2.
Now maybe after the session we can talk about if you want to switch to a mana-based system, because I see that it's supported actually in the. It looks like it's supported in Fantasy Grounds. That rune marks can use mana instead of
Okay.
number of.
I
runes per day.
quite like the number of runes per day because it keeps it simple. But
Okay.
it's up to you.
Nope. If it's we can stick with that. All right. So
Okay.
I'll let you
So
keep tracking that. Yep.
Yeah. So I do what you say. So I use the tether and a linking and a what was it? The travel one, the fold
think-
space.
Yeah.
To tether a point here. And that leaves me with at least 2 more runes, so that's 2 fold spaces. So I can fold space to a mountain or something, and then to the town, or like I said, it depends what the terrain is between here and there. But it will get us there faster. We walk to the top of the nearest hill and then use that as a reference point or something.
Yep. Okay. Anybody else want to do anything else, or are you just all heading back to town right now?
Yeah, I'm thinking,
Okay. All right.
thinking heading back to town. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
And can you hear me okay now?
Mostly it's slightly clipped.
Yeah. Okay. So clipped is better than roboty.
Yes, I suppose. Okay, back to town. We're gonna. You make it back to town safely. And at this point, you once again arrive at the gates. Once again, you're challenged. But by this point, the soldiers at the gate start to recognize you. And they say, let me guess, you're only here for less than a day.
I want to discuss the party. I think this time we should stay the night because I'm at least going to need a rest to sort out my runes.
Yeah, we
Well,
don't
that
have
gives-
any wounds, right? Everybody's at full health.
Well,
Yep.
that's a point.
Yeah, there's an inn here.
There is an inn. You don't need to rest to recover hit points, but at some point you do need to rest just for being tired for the
Just
day.
to rest, yeah.
Yeah.
I think having a night's rest, that gives everyone time to do their shopping and checking, and maybe give people time to source materials if we ask for something difficult. So we'll tell the guard we'll stay one night if that's all right with everyone.
Okay.
Yes. And just so that it doesn't get lost before we leave town, I want to look around for some magic items. For the purpose of being in town.
Okay, I heard that you wanted to go for magic items, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
No ferrets.
Ferrets are good.
All right.
Ferrets and magic items.
I'm sorry. Are you doing that before you go to bed, or are you doing that in the morning?
How long are we planning? Are we planning on staying any length of time in the morning, or no?
Well, we can get back to the temple almost instantly. I should describe how that's going to work, but it'll be a nice surprise for you all in the morning. I can
Okay.
get us back to the temple. We can take our time in the morning. Don't worry.
Okay. So I suppose that if there's some relaxation time in the evening, I might make some casual inquiries as to where I might find magic items in town or who I might be able to commission them from.
Okay. Depends on what you mean by relaxing times.
At the Spitfire Inn.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm trying to pull up the.
There's gambling.
Oh yeah. There's always gambling. Wherever you go, there's going to be some gambling, some action somewhere.
So, how much did we need to pay the guard to be able to stay the night?
Oh, I don't recall what I told you last time, but I think what I told you last time was a bit exorbitant. So we're just gonna go with 10 silver apiece for the day.
So 1 gold. Yeah.
Yeah. Provisioners, the Travelers Inn.
Now, is the Spitfire Inn in Wamford?
No, we're in the keep, correct?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought the Spitfire Inn was in Wamford.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I just
Oh.
assume you meant the inn when you said Spitfire Inn.
No, I'm sorry. I pulled up the map.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's Spitfire's in Wamford. It's where we actually began the whole campaign.
Right.
Yeah, they have a Travelers Inn, unimaginatively called the Travelers Inn,
Okay.
and a tavern, which you have already visited several times. It's where you've met with, several people now for different missions.
I think the tavern's probably a good place then to hang out and find out if there's wizardy people around. Sorry, magicy people. And suddenly I have like a James Taylor type song going through my head. Magicy people.
Interesting.
So Vartan and the Paladin are going to be looking for someone who can sell us silver weapons, or at least silver the edge of the weapons we've got.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's like a blacksmith or a weapons dealer.
Yes, there is definitely a smithy, and I thought there was a arms provisioner as well, but it would appear that smithy and armor is right there in the title. Let's see, does he carry any more silver at this time in inventory?
Not, then we can go back to the bank and change some gold for silver for him to melt down.
And luckily, he does. Right on the nose. Pricing.
So I'm not sure what it is. The Paladin wants silver, but I have a Siax. Basically a big knife.
Right.
Can he embed silver in our existing weapons?
Well, that's what I
Given,
meant when I said silver, to silver the edge of them. Maybe, I don't know.
yeah. So given time and money, he's happy to do anything you want. What would it cost for him to embed silver? To scratch my imagination here for a moment. I know, so silver's a soft metal, so I don't imagine it's something you would typically use in regular arms from that sort of time period. I know for sure they would have done things like added it as in decorative parts of a sword or something like that. But let's
But
see.
also, if it's known to be useful against undead, which is
Yeah.
slightly different than the real world, then I would imagine it's not quite such an uncommon request as it would be here.
True that. Yeah, in a world full of vampires, why not? Let's go get.
Just no, that's cloth. No, never mind.
Let me try to see if I can determine a price for you. Dagger.
You could use the arrows as an example,
I think that means 2.
because arrows go
Gold.
from are 10 times the price for silver arrows than regular arrows. So silver arrows are 2 for 2 gold pieces, and regular arrows are 2 gold for 20 arrows.
Mm-hmm. Well, the silver arrows is something you could pick up right away. The silver smithing. I'm trying to determine a price. I guess just to make it sort of easy, it'll be the cost of what a silver, we'll say silver dagger would be. So 2 gold per item, plus you supply the silver.
Well, no, a regular dagger is 2 gold. I was saying 10 times
right.
the price is for arrows. So
Right,
if you say
I'm
10
sorry.
times the price for...
Yep, hold on. Silver. You're right, I'm looking at a regular dagger. So 10 times the price, so 20 gold for a silver emboss. So we'll do it, let's do this. Let's do half that. So if you want to add silver to any weapon of your choice that you already have, if you supply the silver, he will fashion it into your weapon on the edge of the weapon for 10 gold per weapon. I think that's reasonable. So you're just playing for his labor.
So 10 gold per weapon, but we need to supply the silver. So it's just how
Right.
many silver coins we'd have to melt down to get that much.
Yep.
So for CX...
So wait a minute. So let me go back. So you did have a number of silver daggers. Did you recollect them after use up in the ruins?
They didn't throw them, they just used them as stabbing, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to add to your collection of silver-edged weapons. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense now. Yeah, so silver... Right.
Silvers are in a gold.
10 silver to 1 gold.
Okay.
So we'll say it takes 5 silver to put the edge of silver onto a regular sized sword, or both edges of a battle axe, plus the cost of his labor to embed the silver. So basically 10, so 15 silver. I'm sorry, that's not right. 105
no, that's
silver.
not right.
105 silver. Or 10 gold and 5 silver pieces.
Yep. Okay, I will...
battle axe?
Add to a battle axe, same cost.
I'll have my CX silvered for that.
4. So, all right, I just dropped 10 plus 5 because I have a battle axe.
Right, okay. So he says if you want to, then leave your weapon with him, and then you can retrieve it tomorrow mid morning.
All right. And how much are arrows?
And
Two
arrows,
GP for two in the
right?
book.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
2 gold for 2 arrows in the book.
So basically a gold apiece.
All right, so I also want 10 arrows.
So 10 more gold. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get another 6 6 silver arrows as well.
All right. So I will let you. I should be able to. I imagine just go into your inventory in Fantasy Grounds, and then if you want to just put like silver battle axe or axe comma silver battle or even just put silvered.
I put silver edged.
Okay, yeah, good.
Yeah, I put silvered in brackets after my CX. So.
There you go.
Cool.
Jen, are you with us?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, pretty good right now. Pretty clear.
Actually, that's great. I think everything finally stopped doing its updating.
Oh, but you keep getting clipped.
Okay, and I may just have that second off, so I'll continue to try and tweak it.
Okay. Do you want to do any? You're at the armor, the smithy rather. Well, he's both, and it sounds like he's willing to put silver onto the edge of any weapon. Do you
Okay.
have any wishes or?
I don't know. I don't have anything pointy.
Okay.
I don't think I have anything pointy. Oh, I do have a couple of daggers. So yeah, I suppose I'll be in on the putting silver on things. I'm sorry, you said it was 10 plus 40? Or was that for the max?
No, 10 gold plus 5 silver coin. So he's
Okay.
going to melt the silver coin. He's going to not mention it to the local officials because it is against the
Okay.
king's law to melt the king's coin.
Coin, gotcha. Okay. And I'm sorry, it's 10 silver per gold, right?
10. Yes, I'm sorry. As a conversion rate, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. So I will do that to both daggers.
Okay. So he'll leave them. He'll take the. Well, he's got a lot of work now in the morning. Maybe it'll be a little closer to noon now.
Okay.
I got all this
And then
silvering work.
okay, and is the clipping on my voice better?
Not
No.
really.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know I don't know how to fix this. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
So then the other option, or the other thing I want to do is pursue some magic items. Specifically, I'm looking for a couple of ferrets, mated pair, hopefully
Okay.
trained. And actually, I'm not so much looking for the ferrets themselves. I mean, yeah, that'd be great to find ferrets themselves. What I really want is someone that I can contract with to make that happen. And the same thing for an amulet of protection amulet of natural armor kind of thing.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, there is a trader in town, and I believe you've already spoken with him about both the ferrets. I don't think you've spoken to him about your wish for him to keep an eye out for magical items. But you can certainly do that now. He'll tell you when you go to him that there's not been any word of any ferrets yet. Or anything resembling the creature that you described as a ferret. Jen, one thing real quick. Can you do me a favor, since I think you got Windows on that little laptop, if you go into, you know how to go into Task Manager, right? Blink twice if you're still there.
Wow, I turned on push to talk and it didn't work all. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know the task manager.
so if you go to Task Manager, find the task for Discord. If you right click, I think if you right click and set task priority, set it to real time. Maybe that'll make a difference. Maybe not. We'll see.
I'm sorry. What do I need to do? Find the Discord task, right click, and set task priority.
Yeah, it's something along those lines.
I have resource values. No, there doesn't appear to be anything like that.
If you right click on the Discord task,
Well, wait a minute. Maybe I need to find the actual. Aha! Wait a minute. Properties? Sorry, guys.
no, that's okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's so the issue I've actually looked it up. This is a very common issue apparently. Is that Discord sucks on power? It just draws power like crazy.
Hmm.
Tons of people have problems with it. The fix is reallocating CPUs to it,
Yeah.
processors to it, and stuff. Which I figured I'd bring up with you after the game, Mark.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take a quick bio break. I'll be right back.
Yeah, maybe this is not a bad time, real quick, since we're sort of at a virtual stopping point
Stopping
anyway.
point.
Yeah. Let me run upstairs for 1 minute, Jen, see if I can help you out real quick.
Sure.
We'll be back in 2 minutes. You bring up Task Manager.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the details. Yeah.
Task manager. Oh, details tab. Okay.
Yep.
I was missing that.
That's right. I didn't realize.
Um,
Or
Discord, there's a bunch of them here.
manager.
This one that appears to be using tons of memory. Yeah, absolutely. Let me get out. Right. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Is competition. Probably still hot.
Okay, I'm back whenever we're ready.
Yeah, just need one more minute. I'm almost done. Cancel.
Like tech support. They got there real fast. My own personal geek squad.
Okay. Yes, it definitely Discord is.
Sucking power, and it does it over there too.
I mean, I wouldn't classify it as sucking power. I would say it's definitely it's CPU's resource star. It's looking for CPU time and it can't get it because there's not enough CPU to go around.
Same problem on that computer too.
Okay, yeah. No, I understand.
Gotcha. You know, try later.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Is there anybody out there?
Yep. And just
Oh, I turned off. I turned off push to talk. Now I'd like to turn it back on. But I need to know if I can be heard. So hold on. I'm gonna try this again.
Yeah, you're still a little bit robotic, but that was clearer than it has been.
Yeah, now I can't get push to talk to work. Mark looked at the computer. He figured out what the problem is.
Well, I don't know if I fixed it. You're still very scratchy.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why. Why am I having this trouble?
I don't know. Could be Windows? So I don't generally have a problem myself, but then again, I have a very different computer than you have. Or at least that you're using for Discord. Okay.
Yeah.
I assume everyone's back, yes?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Was there any other business to conduct before sleeping?
Only to find if there was maybe another way to find magic items. You know, like a wizard in town that might be able to make some.
And I'm going to be asking around since we're in town for the day and the evening and the next morning, just to see if anyone in the keep has heard about this temple or knows anything about it, if there's any rumors or information or anything.
Okay. Let's see. Let me get back to you on the rumors for a moment. Jen, there's really nobody else in town that would deal with that. There is a provisioner, but he does not normally he deals in very standard items. The trader is really your best bet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask around, people are just gonna go, I don't know what you're talking about. I'd go see the trader.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to stop me from asking around because I figure every now and then there's going to be some visitors in these parts that might be able to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if I ask enough people, maybe somebody will say something when they see someone like that. Like, there's a woman keeps coming into town looking for somebody like you.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Leave your calling card.
Yeah.
As far as the ruins, what you hear assuming it if you stop at the tavern for a bite to eat, or even as you're walking around. Uh, what you're going to hear is people are, for the most part, going to go, yeah, I remember hearing something about that. Something my grandparents used to talk about, some sort of temple with some sort of monastic order in that area. I don't know. People do not remember exactly a temple to what or to whom. But they will confirm that it is supposed to have been abandoned quite some time ago. And they'll be surprised to hear if you let on in any way that you're investigating it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying I've heard about this temple and just wondering if anyone knows what god it was for and what happened to it.
Okay. Let me check one last thing. Yeah, there's really nobody that you find this evening or on the morrow that has any more detail other than to confirm that it was at one place a monastic order.
And how much do we spend on food, drink, lodgings for the night?
That's up to you. I would say a standard meal. You've got your choice of ale or beer
Yeah, just
or wine.
regular meal for me and lodging for the night. Nothing fancy, but nothing super basic either.
Yeah, I'd say a gold piece a piece.
I'm gonna have lots of beer.
Okay. All right. So you end up the night quite hammered. They do have a very nice locally brewed ale or beer, rather, that is quite high in alcoholic content.
Outstanding.
You'll finally start to see straight, right?
Fight best.
It is, of course, served warm.
Warm or just room temperature?
Room temperature. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say they got some glue vine going on or something.
All right. So, and to continue on the cost theme, if you, with regards to the inn, they have, you are able to share the common room, which will only cost you a single silver per night. If you want
Per person?
per person, for basically a bed space in the common room. If you want a private room, that's a gold per night.
I missed the per night part on that. If you want a private room, what?
It's one gold piece per night.
So for the food and for the lodgings, it would be 2 gold in total. Yeah.
Yes, assuming
So
that
would
you. Go ahead, Jen.
Would it be safe to use the common room?
That's up to you. You'll be sleeping with a few other common folks who are passing through, or I would say they're probably all merchants.
I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is it generally considered safe? Do people do that and consider it safe?
Yes, people do that all the time. Every night, there's probably one or 1 to 5 merchants who are using the common room because they're in town doing business.
Okay, I'll use the common room.
I'm gonna get my own room.
You should keep in mind, you are also in the middle of a keep. So it's fairly well defended. So other than any kind of local street crime, of which there is really none, there's very little risk of goblins attacking in the night.
Vartan's going to take a private room because he's going to use part of the evening to just be starting to inscribe his runes onto paper just to keep his own book record, even though they're all in his head.
Okay.
Yeah, I like people in general.
I guess I'm the only one that doesn't mind people.
You're not a half orc.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see that the innkeeper's relieved when you ask for a private room. When Johnson asks for a private room, he's like, "Oh, phew."
I'm used to it.
All right. So it sounds like Vartan studies well into the night. Johnson probably passes out at some point from. Are you drinking to sleep or to drown your
Nope.
sorrows or?
Nope. I got to mute.
I think he just said he's got a mute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just my wife just came home to my dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm just drinking to drink because I like it.
Yep. Here's an orc, half orc. Fair enough. All right. Well, the night passes uneventfully.
good boy.
There was a report in the night about a pack of wild dogs roaming the streets.
All they wanted to do was go out.
Yeah. Turns out they weren't wild, they were just loose.
They were doxies.
Oh, wow. Okay. A pack of small dogs.
They resembled sausages.
No, they're just the jeweler's dogs. They got out in the middle of the night. Any other preparations other than collecting your weapons at the smithy?
Don't forget the paladin would have had stuff silvered as well because
Oh,
it
this
was all
is
his
true.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, what is he carrying? He is carrying. I know he has an axe. That was one of his wishes. Was to have an axe. So if I go to characters and we look at Sorak Halfbeer in his inventory, he has a bearded axe, which is now silvered. And we'll take if I do, let's see, 144, and then I need, yep, okay. Yeah, the trader tells you if you happen to swing by Arista that during the night no one came in with two small animals or any special magical pendants. So not this day.
So does he know like where I might be able to go to find such a thing?
He'll suggest Holmgren. Holmgren is a much
Home.
much bigger city.
Uh-huh.
But he hears that right now is not a very good time to go because there have been reports of massive rioting and a potential.
Holmgren?
Yes, in Holmgren. That was the city that you fled
Right.
as the Order of the Supple Hand was staging some sort of coup, or perhaps just a gang, a rival gang war.
The Order of the Supple Hand.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay.
There was fleeing through a sewers. Oh, you probably no. You saw some of it. You saw your former friend
Mm-hmm.
get arrested.
Mm-hmm.
They used a different name than you were accustomed to, and you're not quite sure if that's his real name or not. You
Mm-hmm.
recall that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there was the ship north.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the Kraken.
The Kraken, yes, if that's what you want to call it.
Yep.
And so, we thinking about going back to the ruins?
For me, that seems like the best move now.
Yep, so their weapons are ready.
Yep.
So I lead everyone out of the town, nodding to the guard on the way out. Try and find somewhere reasonably sheltered because I don't want anyone seeing what we're doing or trying to follow us. And then I find a tree, ask everyone to stop, and inform them I'm going to open a portal. It's going to be open for a very brief amount of time, and it'll take us straight back to the temple where I prepared the other end point of this portal. Um, I didn't bring I'm not setting, or should I set a similar portal here? It'll cost me nearly half my runes for the day to do, though.
So you would only need to return to your anchored, your tethered token. You would just need the one portal rune.
Yeah, but if I want to spend another 3 to set up another anchor point here to come back,
Oh, then yeah, you.
then that's half my allocation for the day. But I think it's valuable enough that it's worth doing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So on the reverse side of the tree, I set up another anchor point. I explained to everyone I'm going to open a portal. It'll take us back to the temple. But first, I'm preparing a return path. Then I make a chain of runes on the back side of the tree. Then I come back around to the front and make the final rune to link back to the temple.
How long does that anchor point persist?
The anchor point is until used. But I can only have a certain number of static runes at a time. So that will be my 5th one. But then I'm about to eliminate the one back at the temple.
Right.
2, 3. Yeah, so I've got 4 at the moment active. That'll be the 5th one. But then I'll free up one slot by destroying the one at the temple when we go through.
Okay.
So I warn everyone we will only have a very short amount of time. We'll have 2 rounds to go through this portal. So to immediately follow me through as soon as it opens. And then I etch one more rune on the tree, and then 12-foot diameter circular portal opens, and you can see the temple through the other side of it. And then I encourage everyone to rush through.
All right. I'll do that.
I'm in.
I'm not afraid of magic.
So now the one at the temple is destroyed, and now I have one back at the keep.
Mark is rolling things here.
Am I?
Yeah, you rolled a 20 and then a 67 more recently.
That was earlier. That was for checking whether we could get silver and something else. Can't remember.
I thought that was the 20. I just saw the 67.
Okay, so we're back at the temple.
We should bring up the right map, huh?
Yep.
Image 2 of 2. Church ruins.
Yes.
Found it.
Oops. I'll let you place your tokens outside the map. Or outside.
I'm already outside the map. or outside the ruins. But I won't be that close.
So, do you think we should recheck that first room just in case anything has come back there while we've been gone? I don't want anything at our back.
I agree. We should probably check that first room.
Does someone want to take to controlling Sorak? I believe he would assume that he was the point person.
Yep. And I'm just going to stay right behind my half orc meat shield. I mean half orc.
Stay over here because we're going to be the entry points, the room we came out of.
Right. As Sorak searches that room, there's really nothing that wasn't there the day before.
Okay, should we re-enter back where we were before? Go back through this this room now that we know it should be fairly clear.
You betcha. Oh, my meat shield went in real fast. I'm right behind him.
Yeah, and in terms of movement, if you guys just want to move from room to room at a time, that's fine.
Jonathan, you're the only armor I have, so.
Okay, I remember there's some steps up here, and then to the south, is that a window or door or?
A window to the south, correct?
A window to the south, correct.
And it's
In-
the step. There you go. Yep.
And in that, right, and through that window, you see a very large courtyard with a tree and many columns around the tree.
Right.
And to this way, you see what appears to be some sort of
This is where we ran into the ghouls. The
right
ghost.
the ghost-like creatures.
Right.
They came basically out of that little crypt right there, which has been, as you can see, disturbed.
All right, let's go
I'm
investigate.
over here trying to remember what the rooms were. I'm not actually moving there.
Yeah, the room that Varson is in, yeah, that was sort of I think like a kitchen. This is just a hallway, connecting hallway.
What about oh, that's not what I want to do. No, not what I want to do.
This large room has a very simple, as you can see, sort of a church-like appearance. There's again rubble all over. The walls have collapsed in many places. The roof is non-existent.
So I circled a room. What was that room again?
This is the kitchen, right? And where they ate.
That's right, kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And we had gone into that room. I remember now. And I have no idea how to. Oh, there's the eraser mode. Mind me. Just gonna erase what I wrote.
I'm checking. Is that a sarcophagus on the floor opened in front of me? Is that there?
That is there.
Okay,
It
I'm gonna
is
check
empty.
out.
There's no body or any other. There's nothing in there but dust.
Okay, and then I guess Sorak will go investigate the altar and stuff and see if he can detect any evil or whatever it is he does, determining what kind of temple this was.
Yeah, he as he uses his detection of evil, there is a lingering sense of evil about the place. There are symbols and all over and some strange cryptic writing that's not immediately apparent to anyone in the party. You will see symbols of a large head with horns, very large curving horns.
Mm.
And where is this?
This is on various places. It's inscribed in the altar. It's on some of the inscribed in some of the walls there at that antechamber there
Is
behind
this
the altar.
anything that Vartan has ever encountered in his studies when he's been studying runes through the time?
Why don't you give me a wisdom check and I will roll for Sorak. Oh, he nailed it. You vaguely recall in some of your runic study that there are a number of rooms that were ascribed to an ancient deity called the Horned One, who was responsible, they say, for a great cataclysm that changed the world. But this is a very long, a very ancient myth or tale. It's not common
Okay,
knowledge. You wouldn't find it normally spoken
I
of.
mention it to Sorak and ask him if he's aware of the Horned One or has heard of him, and indicate that I suspect that this symbol is that ancient deity.
Yeah, he scratches his head. He is clueless. He has no idea. Not something I've ever heard of.
Okay, and as always, I'm keeping an eye out for any runes inscribed anywhere in the temple.
Yep.
All right, we can see to the end of this room, correct?
Yes.
Looking at the doorway at the end.
So Johnson, out of the corner of your eye, in that courtyard, you do see some movement, and you think you hear some voices.
There's I'm hearing something over here.
Okay, and as you get closer, so stop right there. So as you get close enough to peer into the courtyard, you see a number of small creatures that seem to be, most of them appear to be sleeping.
Did Arista just smack herself around the head with her staff?
It was an accident. I was trying to open up information on my staff, making sure that I adjusted my base to hit. Did it take a bunch of stuff off on me? I don't think it did. No.
All right.
The
So
rolled really well though.
I doubt they can see anything, correct?
At the moment, no. Most of them are sleeping. There are one or two who seem to be talking in some sort of simple discussion, so they seem distracted.
Do I recognize what kind of creatures they are?
They appear to be goblins, or at least goblin-like. They do appear to be more dressed in, whereas goblins would typically wear sort of very tattered, rudimentary, simple leathers for armor, and dress very crudely. These all seem to be dressed in some sort of brown robe that seems unusually well kept.
So this is
They have sponsored.
maybe the people that they wanted us to get out of the church. I see that the walls kind of crumbled, right?
Yes. So at this point, where you are, you still have some cover, and you don't feel that they've detected you. But and if you move any farther south, then you would probably be in their line of sight.
All right. So I think, and I want to talk to uh, Vartan, that if he can take position behind these pews, he could probably get some shots in while I come in through the other side and distract them and charge them with my battle axe.
Oh.
But
Should I
I
stay over here and shoot too?
Yes, you should definitely stay over here.
Okay.
And then me and Sorak can go in while Veritan can shoot with cover from the pews. Dots?
That works for me.
I also have a stone that I can distract them with. It's inscribed with runes, and if I throw it, it will generate light that will draw them close to that.
Oh, throw it closer to the tree.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so taking a look at this and looking for a spot where I can hide and still see the guys that I'm shooting at. I would love to know, can I see that there is, um, can I see all 5 goblins? Yes, I probably can from where I am. And the Sagrada. I can see that in the middle.
You see two goblin-like creatures talking sort of calmly, and you see 4 bodies laying on the ground that appear to be resting or otherwise immobile. They're prone.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. I missed that.
It's okay. I probably wasn't clear on all that you were seeing.
All right. I'm going to start with my crossbow. My longbow. Silver arrow.
Do you want to give us a chance to move into positions first?
Sure. I'm just going to ready my weapon.
I'm gonna actually take my position over here behind this post, so I can duck and cover when necessary, but I can also jump behind this pew here. So I'm gonna draw my line. There's that pew I'm gonna jump behind.
If you already want to see the rune, it's called Lure. It's
Listening
pretty
to
good.
us. Quiet.
Okay. As you begin to move around the room, the goblins suddenly stop their talking and they turn their attention your way.
Sauce.
Can I let her rip?
Go ahead. I'll give you 1 round.
Okay. And I'm going to hurl my.
I'm going to hit one of the talking goblins that knows where we are.
Okay.
Which one is that?
The 2 closest. So numbers. Can you see their numbers? Yeah, 7 and 1.
Those are the 2 talking goblins.
Right.
Okay.
I'm afraid that sucked.
That did not hit.
Oh, they're alert now. Who's next?
Varatan.
Okay, I'm going to hurl my runed stone across the room and aim for. How can I mark the map? I'm just going to move my token to where I'm throwing the stone, so it's easy for you to see it. Somewhere over here behind the tree.
Okay. You're not gonna be able to unless you're trying to throw through the tree.
The tree has branches all the way down to the ground.
Yes, it is. It is more or less.
I imagined it had a trunk and then some branches above it.
No, it's very. I'm sorry. It's very full. It's a evergreen type tree.
Evergreen.
Ah, damn.
Okay. This is partly why that neither of you nor these creatures saw or were able to hear each other before now.
So in that case, I'm going to try and toss it down here somewhere.
Okay. So
Okay.
you attempt to
This
throw.
is.
Yep.
It's not. I'm not too concerned about where it lands down there. It doesn't need to be a super accurate throw. It just needs to land somewhere in that region.
Okay.
And this is the stone that I etched some runes on. And when the stone comes to rest, it will activate a lure rune at that point.
Okay. And lure.
Lure creates a pulsating point of light that attracts living things. It lasts 2 to 12 rounds and affects all creatures within a 50-foot radius. It's a little more than a foot in diameter. Any living creature that sees the beams must make a successful wisdom throw, save, or be attracted and drawn to the light at standard movement. And once they're within 20 feet, they're held enraptured, unable to move. And then every 4 melee rounds, they can make a second wisdom save to try and break the power of the rune. If they're attacked, they can make a wisdom save with a bonus of +4.
Does that
Okay.
include us?
Maybe it does.
Affects all creatures in a 50-foot area.
That's why I tried to toss it all the way across the room before.
Maybe if you lob it down in the corner. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it as far away from us as possible, basically, to make sure we're
throwing it
not
here.
in the range. Yeah, if I can throw it there, I'll throw it there. I'm just trying to get it right across to the other side of the room.
Okay. So let's why don't you roll a 1d6 and you'll succeed. You'll only fail on a 1. Yeah, you landed exactly where you wanted to land it.
Cool.
And now I need to make a whole bunch of wisdom saves. Failed. What's the DC? Your level is 2, so it would be 18. Yeah, so nope. 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 Nope.
I like these rolls.
Oops. Need to take off drawing mode. This creature.
So
What's it? Go ahead.
once they're within 20 feet, which is pretty much the case for them, then they're held enraptured.
Mm-hmm. For 4 rounds, right?
2d6 rounds.
Oh.
It says lasts for 2 to 12 rounds.
Yeah,
So
but
I
I'm
guess
looking
that's
once within the 20-foot. Then
yeah. Then each 4 rounds they get another roll, but the light lasts for 2d6 rounds.
yeah. Oh, right. I see. Yeah. So go ahead and you roll me how long you think it's going to last. 2d6, unless you already did that and I missed it.
Five rounds.
5 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I also call out to the others. The light draws people to it. Stay away. And if you shoot them, they may break the spell. So let's target them down.
And from the other side, just out of view, you see a couple more creatures sort of walk towards this wonderful, beautiful, dancing light, and they're muttering in their language. What would Sorak do? What would Sorak do? Would he charge?
He's probably got a good
Not if he's
wisdom.
just been told to stay away from that thing.
Oh, that's right. It's right. He understood that. And does he have a weapon to shoot? Does he have a weapon to shoot with? He does not.
I love your goblin comments, Mark.
What's that?
I love your goblin comments.
Oh, you understand them?
Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Huh.
Do you, Johnson?
Absolutely. These are my people.
So we
Okay.
all understand them. That's great. Huh?
All right. Well, I'll quit. I'll quit masking it then. What's all right? Well, yeah, you hear them. Oh, pretty night. Okay. No, I think Sorak's a little out of action. He doesn't have a bow or anything. Arista.
Guess he can just
Okay,
move to a
so-
defensive position somewhere or something.
You said that there were goblins lying on the ground, and I see that we have 4 goblins in our combat tracker. Are all of these goblins now upright?
I'm sorry. What I did not do was I just realized I did not make them available in your combat tracker. I just made them visible on the map. So let me make them invisible in both.
Okay.
So as a matter of fact, yes. I think we're good now.
The goblin leader is an obvious goblin leader, or to us he just looks like another goblin?
He does look different. He looks like he is actually wearing more armor. And again, this is not does not it strikes you as an unusual for goblin armor. It looks very well made. It looks like it's some sort of ring or scale type armor. And he's wearing some sort of headdress.
Oh. Okay, but I'm not going to try to. Odd. Okay, I'm not going to try to go after him because it looks like there's a few that are not attracted to the light. Correct?
Yeah, they're still sleeping.
They are still sleeping, all of them. All right. That I'm sorry, I misunderstood. That was my question. Was are they still lying on the ground?
They are. So there's 4
Oh.
creatures still laying on the ground in some sort of bedroll.
And you've just added 2 unconscious wraiths to the combat tracker.
And that
Yeah.
would be bad. Because those are the wraiths from before.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm going to fight wraiths, they better be new wraiths.
Okay, so I am then going to target the goblin leader since he's distracted, and I am going to shoot a slippery stone at him, a slippery magic stone.
Okay.
Wait a minute, but I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna just drop it. I'm gonna drop it on him. There we go. Ugh. I'm gonna miss after all of that.
And top of the order. Let me say that this was round 1. And we'll go to the next round. And Arista, you're up again.
Wow. Okay, then I'm gonna try and shoot him again.
Okay.
Oh, still a miss. I should take a couple of steep stones off my list of things I have.
Does Goblin 2 wake up? There's really not any noise. Yes, he starts to stir. You see the goblin that is nearest the other awake goblins begins to stir and pokes his head up and starts to look around as if waking from sleep.
Immediately sees the light and is enraptured.
Possibly in a moment. Let's see. Goblin, the well-dressed goblin is Staring into the light. Johnson.
Whoa, did you just shoot the human on the ground, the unconscious one?
Oh, you might be on mute.
Yeah. Sorry, I was targeting the goblin leader, I thought.
You might want to adjust your target then. You're trying to.
Yeah. But we'll just assume you missed the leader. Goblin 4 is blinded by the light. The one on the ground dreams of arrows flying over his head. And continues to dream. Goblin 7 is blinded by the light. Vartan.
Wrapped up like a deuce. Another rumor in the night.
Oh, nice. Oh, very nice.
Oh man. Sorry, Mr. Goblin Leader.
Goblin 1. Also blinded by the light. Sorak. I think. Oh, Sorak cannot enter because of the light. So he's
Well, he can risk it if he thinks he can make a wisdom saving throw. If he's arrogant enough to think this won't affect him.
Oh, I think he has a compulsion problem. I think he'll feel like he has to save somebody's soul. So he'll probably come in and charge this goblin on the ground. Let me see. It's a control click to target.
Yeah, I imagine in being told don't go near the light, he probably just cursed at Veritan. Hesitated but a moment, and then went in.
Mm-hmm. I think you're quite right. And is it going to let me pull up Sorak's? Bringing up Sorak's character sheet is odd because I can't click on his thing in the upper left corner. So let's see, what's he got? Combat. Leave his sheet up. He most certainly would attack with the... Oh, he just obliterates this defenseless goblin. Yeah, Goblin 2 is not dying. He did. Alright, that will definitely wake the rest of the goblins, though. So they begin waking up.
Charging dwarf wasn't quiet.
No. No, it wasn't that they were woken with the blood splatter hitting them on their cheeks, and they're kind of... The unusual feeling brought them out of slumber. But they're at this moment simply standing, so they won't be acting. All right, and whose turn is it? Looks like it's Arista's.
Yay! I'm back at the top of the order again, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Okay, so I'm gonna think I'm gonna shoot this guy. Target mode. Oh, I don't know if I can. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Can
I'm sorry. Sorak
Yeah.
has to make a save, though. Oh, he nails it. He's like, light? What light? Thanks for lighting up the place.
You're welcome.
All right. So wow, we rolled really well. Okay, I'm going to this is Goblin 3. Combat. Killing Goblin. Is this our 4th round or our 3rd round?
This is our 3rd round of combat.
That's what I thought. Wow. And another steeped stone bites the dust.
Well, the second round after the light was hurled.
Right. Anything else, Arista?
No, not if I have to stand back here.
Okay. Sorak will just take a step to the right. And it looks like I closed his character sheet, darn it. Oh, absolutely nails the next goblin.
Wow, he's rolling really well.
It's because he's not here.
The
Right,
die-
guys, that's it. I'm not going to be here next week.
Yeah, he's gone. Let's make sure Goblin 2 is no longer a threat. Yes, he is unconscious. He is in dreamland. He's going to meet his goblin maker. And next up is Goblin 1, who is... there's really no point in... hang on, let me roll for Goblin 5. Because I think there's really no action left for anybody. And then Sagred. Sagred is not affected by the light, but all goblins are.
So is Sagren waking up, or?
He is. He's starting to stand, and he's groggily looking around and screaming, "No!" All right, Vartan. It looks like you see a scene of a single bright stone on the ground, and these goblins just jaws agape in wide wonderment at your creation. And two very...
Like the shiny stone.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, is there any attack bonus given that they're not defending themselves at all? They're just...
Oh, sure. They, well, they'd still get an armor bonus, but they would have no dex bonus because they're not trying
But
to...
that would still miss because it's only 11, but just so I know.
Oh, no, that will hit. That was against Goblin 1. So go ahead and roll damage.
Then it would have been the same for Arista's one there.
That's
It's
right.
okay.
I'm sorry.
He was
No.
subsequently killed. I mean, what was his bonus?
Well, if they're sleeping, you know what? I apologize. If they were sleeping, being prone...
They
yeah,
weren't
you would've-
sleeping. They had this guy had just stood up.
Right, but he had no dex bonus, so he has
Yeah.
essentially a 10 AC because he's wearing just robes. So your attack
Oh
would have
yeah, I
hit.
would have.
I'm sorry. So
And
keep
then
that in mind for
Storak
next
would have hit
round.
someone else.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just roll for 10. Yeah, because the one you killed was subsequently... Wait a minute. Who did you attack? Let me run back real quick.
I had attacked 3.
Oh, so okay.
He's now dead.
3 is the one that...
Storak hit him right after I did.
Oh, I moved the wrong
Thank you.
critter. That's why. All right. So, Jen, here's what we'll do. No, you know what? I'm gonna let that stand because that's the fog of combat. Is you both ended up attacking the same person. You get credit for the
Okay.
kill. How's that?
Okay.
Sorak just made sure he was dead. Goblin 5 is the one who is
Put his
now
axe into his spine.
right, and now Goblin 1
That's a
is
classic double tap move.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and Goblin 1 is
And
now
stay
out of
down.
combat. And Sagrad will continue to scream, "What are you doing? Stop!" All right, Johnson.
Who is Sagrad yelling that to?
Right at Sorak.
Okay. He's not addressing the goblins, I mean.
No. Well, he's hysterical at this point, so he's just sort of screaming it out loud. But he's looking at Sorak with a very horrific uh, appearance, horrific view.
Okay.
What does Johnson want to do? Oh, are you on mute?
Yep, still I keep it on mute. I said I want to pause for a second and yell to Sagrid to um, tell everyone to put their weapons down, but this is going to continue.
And he's gonna scream back, "Weapons! What weapons?"
So the goblins aren't armed. Oh dear, that's a shame for them.
Oh dear, that's a shame for them.
I'm letting it rip then. You need the slight to go away.
And that was a miss. And next will be top of the order is Varatime.
Ah, poor goblins. Damn, and that is a miss.
Okay. And Sorak, who will follow his teammates. Was Goblin 1? Goblin 1
Goblin
is
1
down.
is splatted, yeah.
Goblin 5 is looking very healthy. He will continue he will press the oh man. I gotta stop rolling for him. Yeah, he puts number 5 down. Very definitively.
Wow.
This will be their last round of Rapture, I believe.
No, this is the third round out of 5, so they've got
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. They got
another this round and then 2 full rounds after that before they're really screwed.
Yeah.
No
Arista.
weapons unraptured. Don't.
Okay. So
there are
3 is
there are 4.
dead.
The 4 on the far side. So Goblin 7 at the top, and then the 3 on the far side of the bright light.
Okay.
Are
Okay.
still.
I don't think I can reach Goblin Leader. Clear target. Target mode. Goblin Leader. Okay. Um.
The goblin leader's red.
Right. So let me remove those whom are
Oh.
no longer any kind of threat from the.
Oh, I see what the problem is. It's so usually the little green dots at the corners help, but the little green dot on the goblin leader is obscured by the black spot
Oh, I
of the
see.
light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all that's happened. So I'm sorry. Um, so I guess I will goblin 7.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there's only 3.
I'm not going to hit anybody.
That's a hit, I'm pretty sure.
Nope.
Yeah, it is. It's a 10. You only need to hit 10.
Oh, because he's lying down.
Well, they're not moving or defending themselves. So.
Yeah, they are completely helpless, defenseless. So they basically
Oh.
have their robe on their skins, and to deflect anything, and that's it. They're not trying to move, to dodge.
Oh, that's right, because they're distracted by the light.
Right.
Sorry. I'm getting there. All of the effects. Hey, ghetto crit.
So 2 more rounds for 2 more goblins. Oh, I like those odds.
Johnson.
Try next.
That's also a hit.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Yay.
Wow.
Oh, and he actually gets a saving throw
Yeah.
with +4.
Oh, I rolled terrible.
Let's see. Right, he gets a saving throw +4 is 12, but that's not nearly enough. And I believe that's it for everyone. And let's see, this is the final round of them being.
No, one more after this. We've had 3 rounds. This is the 4th, and it lasts 5.
Okay, let's see. Nothing. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let me go back to Sagrid. Sagrid can do something. Sagrid is going to begin casting.
You say he's going to be in casting?
Yes. All right, Johnson, you see Sagred sort of murmuring and making signs in the air with his hands.
That's a hit.
That is a hit. Okay. And roll your damage.
Weren't we trying to save him?
Yeah.
Oh well.
We're trying to save him.
Yeah.
I guess, huh?
He's with
He's
the
not evil.
He's with the goblins.
Yes, but is he with the goblins or is he?
Yes, he keeps yelling at us to stop.
Okay.
Another goblin down.
Just want to make sure he's not going to cast a spell.
Okay, 1 injured goblin left. Who's going to finish him off?
Okay. Well, just as you say that, Sagred mutters something. It sounds like a very large booming, a large booming voice echoes from him, sort of unnaturally loud, and he yells at Sorak, and he yells, "Attack!" And you see Sorak immediately seems overcome by the booming voice. Arista, oops.
Okay, so you have Sagred as unconscious and Goblin 4 as unconscious. Is
I'm sorry.
Goblin
That
four.
was I put him unconscious because he was laying down. I did not remove it. I'm sorry.
okay. It's okay. I'm just checking the lay of the land before I get
No,
going
you're right.
here.
You're right. You're right. Thank you for.
Okay, let
Well,
me-
Goblin 4 is because he just got attacked, didn't he? Wasn't that him? Yeah. Goblin 4 is unconscious
died.
because he just got put an arrow right through his heart. So he definitely unconscious. And Goblin 6, I believe,
Shot
was
through the
hit
heart,
once,
and you're to blame.
but he seems to be shrugging it off, but still enraptured by the light. So go ahead, Jen. You were attacking 6, and you did 1 more damage. And
Yeah, I did one day.
he gets another saving throw, and this time he'll be like, "What?" And he'll grimace. You'll see him grimace, and let him make a morale check, which he will fail. All right, Goblin 1 does nothing. Sorak, attack. Let's see. I need a normal movement rate for a charge, which I have, and a more or less straight shot.
Oh, that's not nice.
Oh,
Ooh. That could have been. Oh, I was going to say that could have been worse, but no.
All right, Arista, much to your surprise, Sorak seems to have decided that you are his enemy.
Oh goodness, he hit me.
Mm-hmm. With that wonderful
Yeah.
axe that he loves so much. He polishes it every night. He sharpens it every couple of hours. And it
Yeah.
always has such a keen edge. And immediately after that, he kind of shakes his head as if to, he sort of wakes with a dazed look on his face. Like, what just happened? All right, Arista. Oh, you are below.
Yeah. So do I get a chance to slip a stone into my mouth?
You are completely unconscious at this point, so.
So no.
And right now, bits of your body are outside of your body.
oh,
Okay.
We'll soon
Goblins-
bandage that up.
Yeah, a bit of bandaging.
Wait, how hard did he hit me?
9.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he ran up to me. Yeah.
Yep.
You did add on your hit points for level 2, yeah, Arista?
Yeah, because I've got 8.
Ah, okay. So
Um,
not massive destruction. It's just under.
So you were on the 5th round since you cast.
No,
Oh.
this is the 5th round. No.
Right, but I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but Goblin 6 has already broken. So he
He broke it.
he broke it, and his will is shaken, and so he is looking for a way out of here, and there are nothing but windows, so he is going to make a beeline at can I do can I do movement rate? What do I do? We'll just assume that's 1 to 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He will get that far. Sorak. I think Sorak wouldn't really have an appreciation for what he just did. He's just going to go back into attack mode. And not enough to charge, but enough to close the distance. And he'll hit and just obliterate this goblin.
Sorry, guys. Right.
That's right. All right, Johnson. You
So
see,
this is the guy we're supposed to be saving, correct? Zachary?
well, you tell me. He doesn't appear to be working in your best interest at the moment.
Yeah, that's true.
He just did something to Sorak and completely overpowered Sorak's will, and forced Sorak to do something he definitely did not want to do.
Right,
Okay, so you're attacking, and that will actually hit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. So go ahead.
Did 8?
Wow. Okay. Well, that'll catch his attention. Barton. Couple of choices on the board here.
Okay, so I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to immediately drop and start bandaging up Arista.
Okay. So you can heal her for, I believe, 2 points.
2 points and roll something for a third. If I can't remember what the.
Why don't you go ahead and roll it? So.
Yeah, I don't remember what I need to roll. It's been a while. But she can take 2 hit points, and I'll let her know she gets a third. But 2 hopefully
Yep.
will bring her back conscious. So.
Okay, so you immediately drop what you're doing. You start fishing out bandages. You're bandaging up Arista. You start pushing things back inside her body that probably belong in her body. And Arista. Oh wait, Goblin 4 is unconscious. These guys are all
And
unconscious.
yeah, 1d2, and I'll make a primary attribute check to get an extra 1.
Okay.
Which she gets. So I'll just roll a d2 and see if she gets 2 or 3 back.
Wait, so you did the I'm sorry, you did the check, and that just gave her 1 more healing point, right?
Yeah, so it's 1d2 and then potentially +1. So this is just seeing if she gets +1. So she gets. Yeah, 2 points back.
Okay. Well, it's enough to bring her conscious again. Sagrid begins casting. And give me 1 second. I need a spell for that. And you see, as Sagrid completes his prayer, you see that all of his wounds seem to disappear.
Oh,
We see what? Something disappear?
All of his wounds seem to magically close up and the bleeding immediately stops. And next round. Oh, Sagrid at the top again. Oh goodness. I think Sagrid's going to delay. Baratan, what do you want to do?
I am.
Vartan gets back to his feet, draws his bow, points to Saragan, and just shouts, "Stand down!" And if he starts casting or doing anything other than standing down and making sure he's passive, I will loose the arrow.
All right. He will shout back to you. Do you know what you've done?
Yeah, we slew the goblins that were all over you.
They were not over me, you fool. This was a peaceful party.
Goblins? Funny you are. I like you, huh? Now stand down.
All right, we're gonna. That's a bit of talk for a moment. Johnson. What do you want to do while Vartan and Sagrid are parlaying?
I'm dropping my bow, running at him, when pulling out my axe.
Okay.
As he does it, I also shout across to him, "No, leave him. If he doesn't do anything else, we leave him."
All right, I want to attack, but I want to get within attack range.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Jen, are you here?
I am.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, I thought you'd left to go deal with the door. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I did, and then I came back. So
You are on the ground. Some of your squishy bits have been pushed back inside you.
oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
You've got a bandage on your wrapping around your torso, mostly to keep
Excellent.
the squishy bits inside. So you got 2 points of healing. Compliments of Vartan. He is actually up and sort of shouting at the human at the far end of the courtyard. Meanwhile, Johnson has run up to enforce compliance.
How many steep stones can I swallow in a turn?
You can swallow all of them if you want.
Well, I don't want to swallow that many. I'll try 4.
Okay. Excuse me. So you're going to swallow some stones,
Yeah.
which are going to magically close many more wounds. Although you really only have the one wound, it's just that the stones will stop the bleeding and close some of the wound. And Sorak, I think, will just be confused by what he just witnessed inside himself. So he will simply look confused. Alright, so going back to... Well, let's go back the order. Yeah, we're back to you, Varatan. Actually, I'm sorry, Sagrid will go next. Boy, I think I need to figure out what Saratan wants to do here. Mm-hmm. All right. I think what he's going to do is going to at you, Vartan. He's going to say, "You have no idea what you've done here. You are going to pay for this." And as he's saying that, he's beginning to cast again. Do you want to respond to that? Are you still there? Maybe I'm mute. Uh-oh. Did I get dropped?
We lose him.
I can
You
hear
know
you.
you're here.
I hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, we got you, Pete.
Sorry, we lost you for a moment.
Okay, so what's Sagred doing?
Sagred is going to say, you have no idea what you've done. You're going to pay for this. And as he's doing that, he starts to begin. His hands start moving, and after he completes that sentence, you can see he's sort of mumbling to himself again as if to cast a spell.
I immediately lose CR item.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack. Oh, goodness.
Winged him.
Okay. He needs to make a save, which he does. So he continues casting. And a moment after the arrow pierces his shoulder, you see him stumble for a second, but it doesn't seem to interrupt his prayer. And a sort of a aura of light begins to surround him. Sort of a soft hueish light, and then he begins to. Well, no, that's all he did for the casting and the hit, the attack. Okay, that was Vartan. Johnson, what do you want to do?
Let's see if he can chant with his head
If he can chant what?
without his head.
Oh, dang.
And this is a big move. Ugh.
Actually, let me check again for the other attack. Oh, come on. Why are these not? All right, he's still succeeding on his check. You gave him damage. He's been winged. Goblin 4 is not in the game. Arista, what do you want to do? You could stand.
I just
you
want
could
to wait
fight.
for a moment. I'm back. Okay, so Sagred is casting again, right?
Well, he was able to finish his cast, but despite being hit twice. There were grazes, barely flesh wounds, really, by both Vartan and Johnson.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, you see a aura of diffuse light surrounding him.
Okay, and I didn't hear the conversation because I was unconscious, right?
No, at this point, this last exchange you did hear. He said I don't know if you heard, but he said, you're going to pay for this. You don't know what you've done. And the response, I think, from Vartan and Johnson was basically, okay.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm gonna try shooting him and say, "Pay for what?" Can I shoot him? I can. Okay.
Yeah, so basically you did half of your action was to stand and the other half was to... I think, aren't you launching bullets still? Stones,
Yeah, I'm
rather?
shooting stone
Yeah.
with yeah. I can do that, right?
Yeah.
And I can initiate conversation, right?
Yeah, if it's
Pay
brief.
for what?
Oh, pay for
Pray
what?
for what? Pay for what? What have we done?
Okay, are you going to launch your attack?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to the right screen to do that.
All right, he's going to respond. You have no idea. You've disrupted a holy ceremony.
Oh,
You've averted. You are. I'm sorry. What would he say? You have. You've challenged the prophecy.
Oh, it sounds like a good story.
Goblin 6 is out of it. Where are we? At the top of the order, I think. All right, Rista.
Can I say something else? Sounds like a good story. What prophecy is that? Make it quick.
All right, he's going to respond. The Messiah will still come.
that's the horn guy.
All right, Vartan, you've heard it. Oh, did you go back on mute?
I shoot him again.
That's what I figured. No more words. Just
No,
action.
that's it. You're going to be summoning something with a bunch of goblins. You can summon them with an arrow through your throat.
Oh my
Nice.
goodness.
It's a bit better.
I think Sorak will feel that he's missing out. And he'll come in and join the party. He does not like you taking all the action from him.
Let's go, dwarf. Critical fumble.
And for the first time... Alright, he keeps his axe.
Tripped
Sagred.
off.
Sagred is kind of cornered. He really has no escape route because you have taken it from him. I think he's going to run. You and Sorak can both... Johnson and Sorak can take attacks because he's not bothering to withdraw defensively. Wait, where'd the leader go? Over here. Yeah, Johnson, if you want to take an attack, a free attack. Nice.
Finally.
Okay, Johnson. He just ran across the room and he's starting to fumble about at the one of the goblins.
Come this approach.
Mm-hmm.
Guy still up. Strike.
Yep.
Oh,
Goblin 4, 6. Arista, you're up again.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep trying to talk to him. I figure if he's talking, he can't be casting anything that requires a voice component. Um, so I'm gonna talk to him, and I'm gonna continue to ask him questions about what's going on. What kind of it was a summoning, right? He said,
the horned one, right?
yeah. Who's the horned one?
She said as she slings.
Who? Why are you? Why are you trying to
Please
summon
tell
him?
me more. Let's talk about it. But wait, let me throw something at you first.
Thwap.
Like I said, my intent is to distract him so that if he's responding to me, he can't be using voice component spells.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't work exactly that way. I mean, unless you're able to somehow silence him, which you could do. There are actually silence type
Right.
spells. Or bind his
I'm just
mouth.
distract.
Yeah,
Well, I can't. I don't know any of those spells.
yeah. So as a cleric type or a wizard is casting, if they do get hit, they do have to make a check to make sure that their spell or prayer is not disrupted, which he
Right.
has had to do a lot of so far.
Uh-huh.
But he just simply responds, "You're just gonna pay for this, you infidels, you insolent infidels."
I
Can't
don't
just-
like being called an infidel. So I take some steps down, close the distance a little bit, and shoot him again. Infidel, this.
Nice.
The hell? He's still up? Get down.
Get down, get down, get down.
Yeah, he's looking very. He's bleeding quite profusely at this point. And realizing that he is close to death, he is going to begin casting again. I think Sagred is going to come over and take another hit. And before Sagred can complete his prayer, he'll collapse in a bleeding mess of a heap of a mess. All right, Johnson, there's nobody at this moment you could slash that's awake.
I'm going to search the body.
Okay. Which bodies are you going to start searching?
Oh, it's Sagret. He's right in front of me.
Okay. On Sagred, you find a pouch of that dust that you found before on the bandits.
Green stuff.
Huh?
The green stuff.
No, it's gray. It's a
Oh, it's
gray
gray.
kind of powder. You'll find a holy relic. I'm sorry, a holy icon. It is the shape of a basically it's something between a bear and a goblin.
Okay.
And he's wearing robes and a loincloth, and that's about it. And sandals. There's nothing of value on him.
Okay.
All right. On the war leader, you will find.
I,
Go ahead.
I do want to try and retrieve all my arrows.
Okay.
That should be it.
And you recover all of your arrows.
I want to give the relic, the magical stuff over to Arista.
Nice, thanks. I'm gonna look through the magical stuff. Any amulets of protection?
I'm checking the goblin leader while they're scouring over the corpse of the stupid priest.
Right. The goblin leader will have some coin on him in a pouch. He'll also have a pouch of gray dust.
So I toss the dust over to Arista and just say, "Oh, another of these pouches. Look, no paperwork or documentation on him."
No, none of them have any writings or papers of any sort on them. The goblin leader does have ring mail on him though, but it's goblin sized.
Well, it practically fit me perfectly then, if I wanted it, which I don't.
I'm trying to add that here to our party sheet.
I guess we'll search all of the goblins. So.
Yep, and you'll also have 2 daggers. The other goblins will be dressed in nothing but robes and sandals.
Do we find their belongings and all that kind of stuff around here? I know they were sleeping.
Bedrolls. So
Gotcha.
yeah, all else you're gonna find.
I guess everything that you say we're finding, you're just adding to the party sheet.
Yep.
Party loot.
Getting
Yeah.
that up
Cool.
now. So characters. Nope. It's selection party sheet.
Okay. I then go and try and move quietly to go and check through the windows to the adjacent rooms as well, just in case there's anything visible through there that we need to be concerned about.
Yeah, bear
You
with
probably
me
made a
one
bunch of
second.
noise.
Oh, wait, sorry. No, first I try and reclaim my arrows, see how many I get back, because these are expensive ones. Came here to shoot undead, not goblins.
Okay. I just updated the party sheet. So with the gold, the dagger. Oh, and I didn't add robes. Let me add just.
And how many arrows do we recover?
You can recover all of your arrows. And how many did I have? I think 9, 7.
It occurred to me, do I have to actually mention that I'm poking around looking for
No.
more stones, or
I'm sorry. One more time, Jen. I'm sorry.
do I have to actually mention that I'm poking around looking for more stones, or is it
Yeah, it
okay
would
to just?
help. I mean, you're poking around for what small stones in this area. You know what? You would easily
Yeah, I
find
mean,
it. Yeah, because it's.
I just dropped a whole bunch of stones, so
Yep, you're right. No,
right.
the walls are crumbling. You'll eventually find quite easily find some small
Cool.
bits
Yeah.
of stone and such.
Mhm.
Okay, what else do we have pending? I updated the party sheet. Nothing magical, nothing really in the way of a spell book or any kind of articles. Mostly just a bunch of dead clerics.
They shouldn't have been born goblin if they didn't want to be dead.
I'm
Okay,
gonna go to the front door here.
I was going to check all the windows leading into the courtyard to see if there's anything of concern in adjacent rooms.
This looks like a foyer.
It's just if well, now's the perfect time to spring the trap. Uh, got Johnson way over here in the corner in a dark room. It's not dark. I'm sorry. It's lit. Um,
Dark vision.
It is daytime, so
Yeah, I was
there's
gonna
lots
say
of
it's
holes in this
daytime.
building. So
and there's no really no roof to speak of, so everything's really visible. No, there's nothing in the room that you're in, Johnson. If you want to do a very intense check, go ahead and give me a
Do check.
what's that?
Do which check?
Either intelligence or wisdom, whichever is your better. And windows. I think the only room left in this area that you've not really explored is to the west of you. And as you peek in, you get the sense that it was probably some sort of dining hall or mess.
Is that
West
me?
of us?
Yeah, Johnson, you don't see anything. And in the future, whenever I ask for check, generally it's going to be in the tower.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So
Okay.
I picked up some pebbles,
Yep.
and now I'm gonna come hang over. We can erase this thing, right?
Yep.
I
If
can.
you want to, everyone wants to give me a wisdom or intelligence check for searching.
In the tower.
oh, I didn't roll in the tower, but I failed
That's
completely
right.
anyway. So
That's right. Yeah. Johnson and Vartan are somewhat certain that there's nothing here, and Arista is very certain there's nothing really here other than dead bodies in a tree.
Okay, so there's this thing here, a window or a door.
Yep,
It's
just
a window. Hey, wait a minute. I don't see any other way to go.
I'm sorry, I missed the answer.
I don't. Oh, sorry. It should be a window, correct?
yeah, right there. That is.
Thank you.
And I'm trying to just remove. Hold on, bear with me.
Fog.
Yep, Because at this point, there's really no point in having it. And I don't know why I can't seem to remove this layer. I'll be darned if they didn't completely change this interface. What the heck?
There were major updates this time around.
Yeah, wow. I'm sorry. I'm a bit confused. They completely changed the flippin' interface. How do I? Oh my goodness. Wow, I can't remove this layer. Why do I not? Why can't I remove the golden mask? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just figured it out. Wow. There we go. Holy cow, that was painful.
Oh, so it cleared it.
Yes, essentially yeah, to keep it keep this moving along. Yeah, looking out south of there, there's just more ruins. The only place you technically have not been is the area to the
So
left.
yeah, that southeastern barracks.
Yep, southwestern.
Southwestern, yeah. And that small room just to the south of the main room, that little room in the southwest corner.
Yep, and that is there is a door there. If you would like to go search it.
Yeah, we'll go outside and come back in and check that first.
All right, go ahead and give me a intelligence or wisdom check in the tower. And since Johnson once again isolates himself from the party, Johnson, if you want to give me a search on that area, same deal, intelligence or wisdom, whichever is better. Okay. Oh, fantastic. Okay. Um, Johnson, as you're looking about, you're finding really nothing but busted furniture and a few piles of completely rotted away food, or what looks like food. It's mostly dust at this point. Arista, as you're searching that area, you come across a small box. It's quite heavily rotted. On the lid of the box is a symbol that you see mirrored in the church. It's that horned, almost like a goat's head, but the horns are impossibly long and looped. Do you want to attempt to open it?
I would like to call Corbin over and ask him for his help. I mean, who am I looking for? Is it Veriton? Who is it that can?
Well, none among you at the moment possess any kind of thieves' tools or thieves' abilities.
Right, I understand that, but I thought that somebody could detect evil.
Oh, yes, sure. I'm sorry. Sorak can. That's right. I'm sorry.
Sorak.
Sorak. He being a
Yeah.
very lawfully good aligned cleric. I'm sorry, paladin. Um, and the moment you pick up the box, he sort of recoils and said, "Please put that down.
Okay.
It is absolute pure evil."
Okay. What's in the box? I'm gonna
You,
ask Sorak that.
I don't know, but it is off the charts. It glows so evil red. Whatever's in there there must either be a lot of something bad or one thing that's really bad.
Well, then I'm gonna leave the box for Pandora.
What's Pandora?
Oh, it's a story someone once told me
Okay.
about someone who was too curious and opened a box.
We can take it back to Ragnus, see what he wants to do with it. This is his temple, his box.
You know what? I feel like if Regnus wants the box, we'll have cleared out the temple. He can come get it. We weren't tasked with bringing the box back, were we?
No, it was essentially clear the area. Anything you find, anything you kill, you can keep.
But think about it. If we leave that box here, someone's going to come and clear this site for whatever construction he has planned. You want them finding this box and opening it? Some innocent worker?
Oh, better it be me then? Did I accidentally pop open the box?
Well, that's why I said let's give it to Ragnus. It's his box. Let him deal with it. We can warn him, and then it's his problem to dispose of it.
Hey, how about we leave the box here until we're ready to go, and then we'll take the box with us.
Well, don't forget, I can get us back pretty quick. My portal's
Yeah,
ready.
yeah. Let's leave the box here till we're ready to leave, and then
My portal's up and running. It's all fueled up, ready to roll. Okay, describe for me how you're going to handle the box.
we'll leave the
By
box
not
right here
touching
till we're
it.
ready to leave.
Skirt.
Yeah, Johnson, I think I said there's really nothing you're finding in that kitchen. You're quite certain.
I think we've learned our lesson about not touching things we're not supposed to touch, right?
Uh-huh.
Happy. Got to be worth money.
Well,
I
I
noticed though that
guess.
Mark said when I picked up the box, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Who said I picked up the box? But yeah, we're gonna go with it.
All right, what would you like to do next?
We're done clearing this place out, right?
Yeah, I'd say you could quite comfortably say you've been in every area here and have.
All right. Well then let's go back to the guy.
Ragnus.
Okay,
Yeah.
before we go back, I'm going to find another rock and do the same runes on it for that lure that we used.
Oh, to replace the one you threw. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that leaves me exactly one rune to get us back, and then I'm out for the day.
Okay. It sounds like you are ready to return.
Mhm.
This house is clean. It's clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to take the box back, and we leave it outside the keep, hidden somewhere until tell Regnus where to get it, or are we going to try and carry the box into the keep and risk that anyone wants to search it?
You shouldn't encounter in the past. It's what 3 or 4 times now you've gone into the keep. They don't generally search you. They don't generally search anybody coming into the keep. I take that back. For someone who's maybe towing a wagon, they might get down and just kind of give it a cursory glance, a once over. But they don't, make you empty your pockets or your backpacks or anything like that. So
Okay.
you could be reasonably confident that you would get it, that you would be able to enter the keep at least past that outer wall without having to, without exposing it.
Okay. And the horses fit through the portal, which is good.
Yeah, I think for economy here, we'll just say that the
It's
portal's
12
big
feet
enough.
across, so
Yeah, there you
yeah.
go. Big enough for the entire group.
Okay, so we head back and yeah, go to the keep, guys. Any problem with that? With the box?
I have none. Let's go get paid.
Yep.
Okay.
We can strap the box shut before we go anywhere, right?
I can just hold
Yeah.
Okay, and who's carrying the box then? And who's strapping it shut?
I will.
With Johnson, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What could go wrong? Let's let Johnson have it again.
Mm-hmm.
The box tells me we need to break into a cellar in the temple. No.
You will not have, for the record, you will not have noticed anything resembling a something leading to a cellar. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the keep then. It sounds like
Yep.
box
so I
in
reopen
tow.
the portal and
With a few items, you were able to scrap off the goblins. You've already taken back anything you wanted from the wraith and the ghoul. Wraith didn't give you anything. The ghoul, I think, was also a bust for treasure. Let's see. We have on your party sheet. You have a number of things. What's in the party sheet now? Do you guys want to go ahead and? Are you planning to take any of those items for yourself, or are you just going to try to sell them? At
the holy goblin relic. Is that anything that is interesting at all in any way to me? Do I recognize any religious significance or what god it's for? Is there any signs of the this horned god or anything on there?
I just updated it a little bit to give it a little more description. Give me another tower check for wisdom. I'm sorry.
Wisdom or intelligence?
Intelligence, yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh wait, that was Johnson. In fact, Johnson might even be familiar with this a little bit. There's in your memory a vague recollection of a long dead prophet that you don't recall being exactly related to the goblins, but it did remind you of that descriptions of that tale of some sort of prophet who was shaped like a bear and maybe goblinoid. From a long time ago, there was supposed to be some prophecy related to it of a return of this
All right,
prophet.
I'm gonna share that with the group.
Okay. And Vartan would remember bits of that too.
I'll
So.
find Katie first.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm so sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I did not hear that part because I have a boy asking to go outside.
Gotcha.
Goblin warning, goblin something.
Yeah, both Vartan and Johnson are able to piece together parts of a very old uh, mythic tale about some sort of prophet who was sort of who had the appearance of a bear and something else, probably goblin.
Okay.
And there was supposed to be some sort of prophecy of its return. But this is like ancient god stuff, just like the horned god. In fact,
Gotcha.
they may be from around the same era.
Okay. And
That tells
that's what was in the box?
No, that was on one of the goblins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
no, it wasn't on the goblin. It was on the uh,
Sagrid.
yeah, Sagred. Yeah, for some reason the name escaped me for a second. Yeah, Sagred was wearing it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So maybe this is how he won the approval of the goblins. Okay,
Right.
so I think the Holy Goblin relic. Do we want to also hold on to that, or do we want to also hand that over to Ragnus along with the chest, or what do we want to do with this? Because this seems like quite a rare, interesting item, whereas the rest of it is junk.
Yeah, I say we keep the relic because he said we can keep what we found. But let's give him the evil stuff.
This works well for me.
See, no possession.
Box of evil.
Yep. Sorry, I'm adding that in now too. Okay.
I also, while we're wandering back to the keep from the portal entrance, I do ask to Sorak just to check that the scarab and the necklace that I'm wearing don't have any traces of evil on them. The strange brooch and the necklace
Yeah,
pendant.
he will tell you that he gets no aura of neither good nor evil. They seem fairly
Okay,
inert.
cool.
All right, back to the keep through the magic zoom zoom portal.
Woo, zoom zoom. Unfortunately, I've got that's the last of my runes, so I can't make another zoom zoom portal back to the temple. So. Very expensive.
Yeah, that costs you 3 runes. Well, no,
Well,
4.
it cost me 4. Yeah,
Yeah.
three to anchor it, and then 1 to use it. So
Wow.
Okay. What do you want to do when you get back to the keep? You appear on the far
Again?
side of a tree. I believe your anchor point at the keep was the far side of a tree.
that's
Indeed.
right. In some undergrowth where no one should stumble across it when it's being used.
Right.
And then, as it's the same day, we just nod to the guard after we've taken our afternoon stroll
Ah,
and tell him, "Well, we're just back. We haven't been out anywhere of any significance, so we should need to pay again to enter. Surely, my friend, you know
no, as
us.
long as you're not going to be spending another night.
It's a per night tax.
Per day, yeah.
Oh well, I think we might need a rest after this. What do you think?
I think we're going to be staying the night.
We
I
will
think
be
so,
staying
too.
the night. Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a, as you already know, there's a 5 silver per day merchant's tax. upkeep tax. And between you and me, there's rumor they're going to increase it in another week.
Of course.
We're getting in bargain time.
Yes.
Okay, I
A very expensive.
pass over my 5 silver.
Yeah, I've updated.
So we got our weapons silver just to shoot goblins.
At least we look good doing it.
We
Right?
sent them off in a well, and they died raptured. You know, what a better way could they have gone? They didn't even know what hit them. Well, except for that last one that you guys were peppering with stones and things.
Yep. All right. If you're heading to the tavern, are we heading to the tavern or?
Yeah.
Yep. And I do have to stop right around 5 today.
Yeah. So that actually we just have the 2 minutes. Actually, on that note, because I think it'll take more than just a few minutes for this conversation between you and Ragnus, so maybe that's where we'll have to stop it.
That's fine.
Yep. I don't think there's really anything to settle between now and the next session.
Woohoo!
Except, oh wait, but there's going to be a surgery.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll definitely, like I said, we'll keep you in our prayers. And
Do you want to already divvy up the gold from the party sheet? The 150
yes.
GP.
And let me, while we're here, you're doing that. Let me throw on the experience. That's awarded.
One thing I would certainly like to do while in town is see about studying up on some more spells.
Okay.
Because I'm getting bored, stuck with 4 spells. I'd like more, please.
Well, if you recall, you do have, I think, 2 different volumes, 2 different artifacts of lore,
Yeah.
of knowledge.
Yeah.
That you would probably know that if you wanted to take those to some scholar or some advanced school of knowledge, someone representing that, or someone at that, in other words, some sort of college or something of magics,
Mm-hmm.
you could probably have that translated and maybe glean something from that.
Sounds good.
So if you want to make that, one of your places to visit,
Indeed.
okay. Alternatively, you might stumble across, who knows, in your adventures, you might stumble across someone who would have knowledge and could help you decipher it and then help you learn it.
Okay.
And that's assuming that those are books that might contain spells.
Okay.
But as I said before, just because you hit level 2 doesn't mean you automatically have instant knowledge of,
right.
2 or 3 or whatever more spells. So the good
Right,
news is,
so-
if you came across that, if those books say contain 5 different kinds of spells, then instantly you can add them all to your spell book. And then you're just limited by the mana that it takes to cast them for you.
Right. Right.
So
good.
So we can resolve that too next week if you want to talk more about what that might look like.
Well,
As an aside, I found out the runes per day, I was actually spot on. It's in the table at the end of the...
Oh, of course. Yes. That makes
So,
sense.
of course, it's there. So it's 5 plus bonus, so I was spot on when I said 8.
Okay. And then what's it at the next level? Is it 4 more or?
No, it's 1 more per day. These are the per day runes.
Right.
So next level will be 6 plus 3 per day, so 9. The next level 10. Just goes up by 1,
right.
1 each level.
And the mastering of the runes, is it 4 per level?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's 4 per level plus if you find any. No, I think it's better that it would be more natural if I find them during the level than just have, you know, a bunch on level up.
Yep. All right. Well, that's the way we'll keep doing it. So that's similar to what I just described with Jen. So
Yeah.
you both are have to kind of find it in the wild or decide to visit a place and spend time at some sort of learning academy of learning or something along those lines. Which, to your knowledge, there's nothing like that around here.
Yeah, especially not for the runes. They just need to
Yeah,
be
we'll
found
probably
in.
have to go to Holmgren.
Well, not. It wouldn't be. It would be highly unlikely to be written anywhere. It'd just be finding these ancient runes scattered around places. That's why I'm looking in places like these temples and things, just for any clues of runes that I can start to study. Or if we come across Mara again, maybe she can teach me some. Or maybe we just want to stay the hell away from her. Not sure.
Could go either way. All right. Well,
Okay.
as a side note, I didn't have any technical problems this time. So.
Sorry,
You didn't have any what?
you broke up there.
At the very last moment, I have a technical issue. I didn't seem like I had any technical issues. And Jen,
You broke up a couple of times.
Oh, I did.
But,
Okay.
it wasn't too bad. Not as bad as it was for Jen.
Right. I think in the future, next month, let's grab that 128K. I don't think we need that high quality for voice. We're not streaming music or anything, and maybe that will help all of us because that's we'll cut our audio bandwidth in half.
Okay.
And maybe that will help you, Jen, more than anything.
Yeah, because I've noticed it did get better near the end of the session with Jen, but it's not been great in any of the sessions really.
Yep.
We often get dropouts and things with Jen's voice.
Right. Well, that's something I think I'm going to work on here once we end the session. So, because she's got other plans in the next few minutes. So, all right, guys.
I do.
Thank you for
Thanks, guys.
another game.
Fun.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks very
Bye.
much.
All right, take it easy, y'all.
See you next time. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.